Hi everyone, in this video I will explain the horror film Death Whisperer, also known as T-Yacht. Death Whisperer is a Thai supernatural horror film released in the year 2023. The story of this horror movie takes place in a remote farming village in the Kanchanaburi province of Thailand in 1972. The main characters of this horror film are family members consisting of 8 people. They are the parents, their 3 sons Yak, Yos, and Yad, and their 3 daughters Yad, Yam, and Yi. Among the 3 sons, Yak is the eldest brother, and among the 3 daughters, Yad is the eldest sister. The 3 sisters go to school together, while 2 brothers work on the farm, and the eldest brother lives away from the family because he wants to be a soldier. The story of this horror film begins with a young girl named Nart, who lived in the Kanchanaburi province of Thailand. She dies in a horrific manner after being ill for a long time. When she died, her stomach was bulging, and there was a lot of bleeding from her body. Then in the next scene, a big farmhouse located in the same remote village where the previous young girl Nart had died was shown. In that big farmhouse, the family with 8 members lived happily. It was early morning, the mother was cooking food for her children. She told her 3 daughters Yat, Yam, and Yi to get ready for school and return early, as their father is taking them to a fair that night. The girls are excited and go to school happily. On the way, the little sister Yi stops near a big tree and continues to stare at the tree. Her sisters Yam and Yad don't think much about it. Then the school bus came, and they all went to school. After school hour is over, the eldest sister, Yad, is on cleaning up duty for their classroom on that day. While cleaning her classroom, her younger sister Yam came in the classroom and found many scary sketches drawn by the deceased young girl Nart. The scary sketch is of a woman with long hair and a creepy smile. This tells us that the deceased young girl Nart also used to go to the same school where the 3 girls went. After their cleaning duty at school is over, the 3 girls return back to their home. On their way home, they see the ghost of a woman dressed in black and standing under the big tree. They were very scared and started running to reach their home. Their brother Yad comes to pick them up at their home. At home, their father yells at them for coming home late. Then the same night, the family members went to visit a fair at an amusement park. The 3 girls are having fun, but Yam seems to be unwell. However, she tells her elder sister Yad not to tell their mother, as she wants to ride the Ferris wheel. The 3 girls are up on the Ferris wheel, then suddenly the little girls, Yi, when looking down on the ground, saw a creepy old woman. The creepy old woman was pointing her hand towards them. Yam also saw the old creepy woman, but Yad does not see the creepy old woman. When they get off, Yam feels more sick than before. Their parent came near them, but the father yells at her for falling sick all the time. The next day, the middle brother Yos takes Yam to the hospital. The doctors tell her it is just fatigue and give her pills. At that time, their eldest brother Yak, who was also a soldier, is returning home from military service. He met with Yos and Yam at the hospital, while they were also trying to return home. Yak was returning from military service to help out the family and be with them. The siblings are all really close, except for the eldest brother Yak and the middle brother Yos. Yos is mad at his older brother Yak for leaving them behind and letting him take care of the family farm. Yos also does not like his brother Yak because he is really annoying and always acts childishly. Then Yak drives the truck and they all return home from the hospital. Their mother and the remaining sister are all happy to see Yak return home after a long time. His father is a very strict person and told him to help on the farm. At evening they are having dinner, but their father yells at Yak for having the bad smell of alcohol and buying Yi weird candies. After dinner, Yam asks her elder sister Yat if she can take her to bed because she feels weak. Then soon, strange things started to happen in the house. Yam wakes up in the middle of the night multiple times as the windows she has closed keep opening again and again. It becomes clear that Yam is the chosen host of the evil spirit. Yad hears some noise and wakes up to see Yam leaving their room and eating something in the kitchen. When Yak asks her about it, she strangely responds, saying she is hungry. Then both of them return back to their rooms. Yad felt uneasy and asked what Yam was eating, but she heard a strange whispering noise and fell asleep. The next day, one of the workers refuses to work on the farm without stating a proper reason. But actually, the reason is, the workers are afraid to work on the farm because they know something is wrong. So, Yak and his brothers Yam decide to help finish the work since the workers have left before completing the work. Inside the house, Yad asks Yam if she wants to go out for some fresh air, but Yam refuses and rudely calls their little sister Yi and asks her to give her a massage. Yad scolds her sister Yam for being rude, and their mother comes in and asks them about what is going on. Yam pretends to be innocent and tells that her sister Yak forced her to go out and get some fresh air. Yad tries to tell her mother the truth, but her mother scolds her instead. Thus Yam starts behaving strangely as if she were a different person. Then Yad runs out crying, and Yi asks if she can sleep with her that night because the previous night, Yam kept staring at her and she felt scared. That day, Yad's parents spend a night outside the house and ask the eldest daughter Yad to care for her sisters. After their parents left the house, the eldest son, Yak, asked his two younger brothers what had happened since he was away in the military service. But his two younger brothers say nothing is wrong in their house. While the brothers are talking, Yad hears their conversation, and she tells them about the strange whispering noise, but none of her brothers hear it. Later that night, Yak tells Yad that one of the workers said he heard the strange whispering noises she is talking about, and it is similar to the case of the deceased girl Nart. But Yak promises not to let anything happen to Yam. After that, the three brothers are getting drunk on alcohol in the backyard while the girls sleep in their room. Yam again wakes up in the middle of the night and walks out of the house. Yad also woke up and saw Yam going out of the room and tried to follow her. But Yad suddenly started hearing the strange whispering noises again. The strange whispering noises stopped Yad from going near Yam because Yad was about to faint after hearing the whispering noise. So she bites her hand to remain conscious. After a few moments, the whispering voice has stopped. Then she started hearing the gunshots and her brothers shouting outside the house. Yad asks her little sister Yi to hide in the closet until she returns, as she needs to look for Yam. So Yad came out of the house and saw the scary ghost outside the house. Yak shot his gun at the ghost, and the ghost disappeared. They finally find Yam and manage to bring Yam back inside their house. They put her to sleep, but when she wakes up she can't recall anything. Yad asks his brothers what's happening outside the house and if it was a thief. Then Yak told about the scary incident that just happened. That night, the three brothers decide to keep watch of their house in the middle of the night. They were having a drink while keeping watch of their house. After some time, Yoz and Yad got sleep, but the eldest brother Yak kept looking after their house. At that moment, he noticed his sister Yam walking and leaving the house. He tries to stop her, but suddenly he hears the strange whispering noise, which causes him to feel drowsy and unconscious. Yak is unable to move properly, and as a result, he isn't able to go near Yam. So he puts his hand on a flame to stay awake. After Yam left the house, the whispering stopped. Then Yak wakes up his two younger brothers, Yoz and Yad, and goes out looking for Yam. They start to chase whatever is around the house, thinking that it is messing with their younger sister Yam. They find a strange ghostly woman wearing a black dress. Yak tries to shoot at the strange woman with his double-barrel gun, but she disappears. However, they find Yam standing near a bamboo tree, which is a little far from the house. She faints in front of them. Then the strange creepy woman again appeared around them. Yak shoots his gun at the creepy woman, and then after some time she disappears. After that, they bring Yam inside the house unharmed, but she has a pain in her stomach. This is when Yak tells them what's happened so far, and now all of them have seen the ghost that is trying to harm Yam. They don't tell their parents what happened because their parents won't believe in ghosts. And the eldest son Yak says that he's going to get help first before telling about the ghost to their parents. The next day, Yak gives money to Yad and asks her to share it with her younger sisters, Yam. Yad enters the room and gives the money to Yam, but Yam tells her that she may never get to use it. Anyway, Yad gives the money to Yam and tells her she will buy her favorite milk. Yam wants to go outside with her sister Yad and asks her to convince their mother. Yad told his younger sister Yam to dress up and get ready, and she left the room. At that time, a crazy old woman entered the window of the room where Yam stay. The crazy old woman was the creepy old woman that Yam saw at the fair last night. Actually, she was also possessed, and her actual name was Chue. The crazy old woman, Chue, started to attack Yam while she was alone in the room. Yad and her mother start to hear the screams coming out of Yam's room. When Yad and her mother entered the room, they saw the creepy old woman sitting on Yam. They tried to save Yam, but it was already too late. The creepy old woman already took one of Yam's teeth and put it in her mouth. Then the mother throws the crazy old woman out of the house. After some time, Yak brings a man called Sarge with him to his home. Yak tells Sarge that his sister Yam is possessed. His mother tells Sarge that the crazy old woman, Chue, had come to her home and attacked her daughter Yam. Then Sarge enters the room and meets Yam. The family sees Yam in the possessed form inside her room, and she spits something on Sarge. Sarge tells Yam that she is possessed by the crazy old woman, Chue, and needs to get out. The spirit inside Yam laughs it out and asks them to get lost. Yak learns from his friend Sarge that Yam has been possessed by an evil spirit. Yam's condition gets worse, but their dad doesn't believe his daughter Yam is possessed. Sarge tells Yak about Chue, saying that she has moved into the village recently and is known to call upon dark spirits. Then Yak and Sarge go to the crazy old woman, Chue's home. When they reach Chue's hut, they see her performing a ritual to make Yam the new host for the evil spirit. Chue mixes items in a cauldron, and she takes out Yam's tooth and put it inside. At that moment, Yak and Sarge start yelling at Chue, but she kills herself by stabbing her head with a wooden stick. Sarge tells Yak that spirits need a body to play host, and Chue has been the host until now. The last item they usually need is the tooth. But after Chue is dead, the new host for the evil spirit might be Yam. So, he asks Yak to keep an eye on his younger sister Yam, and he will do whatever it takes to help. When the night came, the eldest brother Yak told his younger sisters Yad and Yi to take rest in his room that night and lock themselves in and not to come out, no matter what happened. Then the three brothers wait for the evil spirit. It is around 2 a.m., and they start hearing the whispering noise. At that moment, Yam woke up and came out of the room. She is chanting something, which is probably the strange whispering noise. Yak asks his brothers to put their hands on the flame, but they all pass out from the whispering noise. After that, Yam goes out of the back door of the house. Meanwhile, Yad also wakes up, and she is biting her hand to prevent from passing out. Then she wakes up her three brothers. The three brothers wake up and start looking for Yam. There is a lot of outrage outside the house, and as a result, their parents come out. Their parents ask what is going on. The son replied that their house is haunted by an evil spirit and Yam is possessed, but the father does not believe in ghosts. Then Yak shouts at his father, saying he does not care about his kids and only cares about his work. So there was some argument between the father and Yak. Then they split and started looking for Yam, who was possessed by the evil spirit. Yak goes into the farm, and he hears someone and shoots before seeing who it is. It is his mother, and he starts to weep. However, the mother wakes up, cracking her neck, and starts attacking Yak. Yak came to know that it was not his mother, rather, it was the evil spirit who tricked him into believing that it was his mother. Yak then ran out of the farm and waited at the edge of the farm for the evil spirit to arrive. He suddenly sees his real mother and is about to shoot, believing that she was the evil spirit, but his brother Yad stops him. Meanwhile, Yad, who is staying inside the house with her little sister Yi, can see through a hole in the window that Yam is found and being carried home. But at the room door, the ghost, using the voice of Yam, is asking her to open the door. Yad refuses, and a bloody bony hand comes through the window and is about to open the latch, but suddenly, Yad hears her mother calling out. Yad opens the door and sees her mother coming inside the room, and she hugs her mother. The next day, Sarge brings a priest named Puth to their home, hoping for a solution to save Yam from the evil spirit. The priest, Puth, looks around at the farm and the bamboo tree. After that, he decides to enter the house. He meets Yam and asks the spirit within her body to get out, but Yam starts to act innocent and asks her mother to help her. Yak and his father stop the mother. Then Puth takes out a red paste and puts it on Yam's forehead. Due to pain, Yam starts to scream. Then she starts calling out to her mother again to protect her. This time the mother rushes to her and tells the priest Puth not to hurt her daughter. After that, Puth asks them to leave Yam with her mother in the room, and they go out of the house. He then instructs them to cut down the bamboo tree near their house, because there is something wrong inside the bamboo tree. As the brothers cut down, they find a load of human internal organs inside the bamboo tree, including a heart that is still beating. The priest Puth explains that internal organs of human helps the evil spirit stay alive. The youngest brother, Yad, wanted to check the heart and poked it with a stick, but it awakened the spirit inside Yam. Immediately Yam comes running near the tree where the evil spirit hides the internal organ, and everyone tries to stop her. Puth puts the red paste on Yam's forehead again to reduce the power of the evil spirit. Then he ordered them to burn down the internal organs. The brothers pour kerosene and burn the internal organs. During that time, Puth used a special sword and struck on the ground. At that moment, the evil spirit was very weak and Yam immediately fainted. Then Puth tells them to take Yam to the hospital right now, as saline medicine will save Yam more than holy water. He told Yak that he should be the one driving because the journey to the hospital will not be easy and he needs to be strong and ready. The middle brother Yos and his father stay back in the house to take care of the little sister Yi, while the rest of the family members take Yam to the nearest hospital in their truck. Sarge and Puth also accompany them during the journey. The eldest brother, Yak, drives the truck to the hospital. During the journey, Puth mentions to Yak that the spirit inside Yam is a master manipulator and he needs to know the tricks and always be alert. It was becoming dark and during their journey to the hospital, there is heavy fog on the road and everybody is terrified. The priest Puth asks Yak if he has the special nickel-plated gun he has given him to deal with the evil spirits. Yak says he is ready with the special nickel-plated gun, but Puth tells him that his instincts will tell him when to shoot and he needs to be alert. Then the evil spirit started to haunt them. A few minutes later, Yak see nobody's in the car with him and he started seeing a lot of ghosts in front of the road. In the back, a spirit is standing above the truck and tried to attack Yad. Yad looks up and is horrified by the scary female ghost. But Sarge told them to close their eyes, as the spirits can see them only if they can see it. Yak drives the truck through the spirits, and there is blood on his windshield. After Yak drives a certain distance, he sees his own family members in spirit form standing in the middle of the road. Then he takes out the special nickel-plated gun that was given to him by Puth and starts shooting it at the ghostly family members standing in the middle of the road. After that, the hauntings suddenly stop and all the ghosts disappeared. They all think that the spirits have disappeared and they are all safe now. But Yam suddenly awoke from unconsciousness and she started whispering again. After hearing the whispering voice, all of them fainted. The whispering voice also makes it very difficult for Yak to drive. At that moment, the possessed girl Yam tries to take control of the wheel. Puth tries to stop her, but she bites his finger off, ultimately crashing the car right into a tree. The priest Puth is killed on impact during the accident. After Yak regains consciousness from the crash, he sees her possessed sister Yam dragging the bodies of his family members and putting them in the middle of the road. Yak tried to confront his possessed sister Yam, but it failed. The possessed girl Yam teases Yak with his handgun in her hand. Yam used the handgun to shoot and kill Sarge and threatened to kill his other unconscious family members. She tells Yak that being a part of the family has been fun, as she has not met any family like theirs. Then she is about to shoot at Yad, but Yak asks Yam to shoot at him instead. During that time, Yak gives Yad a signal to throw the special sword used by the priest Puth to him. Then Yad throws the special knife at Yak. Yak catches the knife and stabs Yam in the arm. Then he tells the spirit inside Yam that he knows the evil spirit needs a healthy body as a host, and now Yam is hurt so it can go away from Yam's body. Apparently, Yak thinks that if Yam is physically hurt, the spirit will leave her body, and it works. The evil spirit temporarily leaves the body of Yam and was standing near Yak. Yak then sees back his special gun and apparently kills the evil spirit by shooting in her mouth. Finally, the family is safe and they get to the hospital. Yam seems to be recovering well and much better than before, but she does not remember anything. Yad is caring for her and promises to be good to her in the future. Meanwhile, the younger brother Yat asks his elder brother Yak why he returned from military service and if he knew about something that was going to happen in his family. Yak replied that their mother wrote a letter to him telling him that something was wrong at their home, which is why he decided to return. When the night came, Yam suddenly changed her behavior again. She asks his elder sister Yad something strange and then proceeds to pull out her own tooth. Then her stomach started to bloat and she started bleeding. The rest of the family rush in and try to save her. But it's too late because Yam's body has swollen up and there's blood coming out of all her body. Yam had died the similar way, just like the young girl Nard had died in the beginning of the movie. At that time, Yad looks out of the window and sees the evil spirit standing outside the hospital for a moment and disappears. After Yam's funeral, Yak goes to the tree where the three girls first saw the evil spirit near it. He destroys the shrine under the tree using an axe and burns it down. The evil spirit seemed to appear from the burning fire and was seen as a reflection in the eye of Yak, saying that it is not over yet.